This is Govs Radio.
Govs Radio.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. It is Friday. It is April 24th. It is the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show coming at you live on govsradio.com from Governor's Comedy Club here in Levittown, the legendary Governor's Comedy Club right here in Levittown. We hope everybody's happy, hope everybody's sane, hope everybody's healthy. How are you today? It's raining here in New York. It's dreary. It's yucky. But
Dreary
it's okay.
And yucky.
There were a lot of people on the road coming here today, which surprised us.
Yeah, we had to wait to get on the highway during a quarantine.
Yeah. It wasn't as bad as it is without a quarantine, but it was just, we weren't used to it because we're so used to being quarantined. We were like, get out of the way. Get out of here.
Even during rain, traffic is still going to suck on Long Island.
Yeah. All right, let me get a few announcements out of the way before we get going because I have some great news. If you tuned in... If you go to govsradio.com and you hit the listen tab, usually before our show actually starts, we're playing a little bit of a comedy act or some music or something, and then usually you hear it on the video feed just as we're about to get started when you still see the still picture. So today we were playing Mick Thomas, great comedian, very very funny guy. Yesterday we played Jackie Martling like we do a lot. So it just got me thinking, especially now with everybody in quarantine, it's hard for anybody to run from us. So we're trying to get a lot of guests. We're trying to get somebody on the phone almost every day here. So, and we've been bringing some great comedians in. Tim Siliani, we talked to you the other day. I saw he's watching. There he is. Robert Shapiro. Yeah, we've been talking to different people on the phone. We're very excited about today's guest, Louis Ozawa from the TV show Hunters. We'll be getting to that around 11:30. Let's get some suggestions from you guys. Who would you guys like us to get on the phone?
Oh, I thought you said you had. I thought you started out by saying I have great news.
Well, I do, but I want to get the announcements over with first. I said.
Oh, okay. So I was like waiting for like some great news in there, like someone was calling in or something.
Hello, Dr. Ken Pichelle.
Yeah, because it's funny because like you call people like, hey, like I think people just really appreciate being on the show because they're sitting at home and they haven't been able to, do their stand up, do their thing. Some people are sequestered all by themselves in their house with their, cat. It's like it's really hard on them. They really appreciate being on the show, but it's funny when we ask because it sounds like people can be like, I'm swamped,
Right?
I'm touring
right.
here and there, so. So it's gone both ways. Like we've really appreciated people calling in and being a part of it, and I think they get something out of it too. So,
hello, Jessica. Hello, Tom Galati. Hello, Ken Shevlin. Hello, Felix. Hello, all you fellow knockers. So I mentioned Tim Saliani, Tim and Mike and Carla, the Domestic Disturbance Podcast. They're going to be on again tonight at 9 o'clock here on govsradio.com, so we're excited to have them back tonight. We have Quarantine Life with Mandy Jones at 8 o'clock. That's going to be every Friday, actually. Every Friday at 8, Mandy Jones doing her special Quarantine Life with her husband. And don't forget, today at 2 o'clock, our usual Quarantine Life. Today's host is Don Sill. Hello, Charlie Myers.
that'd be fun.
Yeah. Enjoy Don today at 2 o'clock, Quarantine Life. Enjoy Mandy tonight at 8 o'clock with her Quarantine Life. Enjoy Domestic Disturbance Podcast with Carla, Mike, and Tim tonight at 9. We have a new day, right? A new day is on tomorrow at 11 a.m.
They are.
Don Sill with Put Up, Shut Up, Stand Up at 7. Oh, sorry, Tom Galati. Cruising the Pike, Cars and Comedy with Tom Galati. That's at 5:30 tomorrow. So we have all sorts of great stuff going on here at govsradio.com. And, of course, like I said, our big phone call today with Louis Azawa of the TV show Hunters. We're going to tell you guys again. We've been telling you for a week now, but we're going to tell you again. We got that phone call happening around 11:30, a few minutes after 11:30. Spoilers. There's going to be spoilers. If you haven't seen Hunters and you want to see Hunters, well, then go watch Hunters. Not now.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, yeah, you're basically too late. You're just going to get the spoilers.
Yeah, sorry. But we have to. Like, how long can we hold off,
Hello, Greg DeFilippo. Hello, Derek. Let's see. What's everybody got going on here? Hello, Jessica. Dr. Ken. Okay, Kenny's going with the thing. All right, with the politics. How about some older comedians like Dom Herrera, Rita Rudner? Okay, excellent. I'm going to write them down right now. Dom Herrera, we have actually tried to get in here in the past, and we have not had much luck. But we'll try again. Like we said, they're all home doing nothing, so maybe they'll answer their phone. We should do that. Just get their phone numbers and just call them without telling them. So we're very excited about the phone call with Louis Azawa. Even if you haven't watched Hunters, you have no desire, watch us anyway, because it's fun. Yeah,
it's actually a really good interview, so like I hope you like it. But it's funny because I'm like looking at the names coming on, and I wanted to. Were you finished? Did you have other stuff to do?
I was pretty much done. I just see James Russell is watching. James, did you get my email? Because I know we're going to get something going with him soon.
Oh, good.
Tom Galati says he loves him some Uncle Don Sill.
Me too.
Though that's a little reference to yesterday. Remember yesterday with Zach, we were discussing uncles and cousins.
Yeah, cousins and the introduction to you and your son.
And yes.
Over the years.
It was nice getting to know him. He's actually going to be here again today. He's actually going to be here again today when we call Louis. All right, but you had something? Because I'm ready for my good news. If
do your good news first. I just saw a couple of people on that, I don't know, I kind of respect their opinion. Something's been weighing on my head the last few days that I wanted to pick their brain, and I wonder if other people wondered about it too. So, do your good news if you want. Well,
first. All right, I'll get to the good news, but of course, Dr. Ken Pichelle and his lovely wife April, they're going to be on A New Day again tomorrow.
Oh, great.
And Robin DeVito asks if we are cohabitating? Yes, we are. We are actually. That's why we're in the studio, because we are cohabitating during the virus. There's nobody else in this building. Definitely nobody else in the studio. So that's why it's okay for us to come in here and be next to each other, and we're still wiping and cleaning. I
wouldn't use the word cohabitating, but
we are. During the virus, we are.
We've had like a couple of problems at my house with me getting the virus and my son Sam getting the virus and a handful of family members and other people have been like stuck in the house with us. So
hello, Donna Mara. Yeah. So and my mother, she just turned 75 last week, so she's really really old, and just ready to fall apart at any second. So I can't, I don't want to be around her and spreading the virus.
Because we have, like, you've been compromised,
Right.
With,
so Sally's been nice enough to let me cohabitate with her during the virus.
But I still would not use the word cohabitate.
She's been letting me stay at her house temporarily during the virus. Hello, Gina Conjemi Coffin. Hello, Alan Owens.
I just don't want anyone to die. That's all.
Did I say hi to Donna Mara? I think I did. And Alan Owens. Hey, baby! Kenny, if you guys are interested in watching Kenny's rants here on the comments, feel free.
So what's your news?
All right, my news, we were talking yesterday, and it's virus related. It's one of the most important components of this virus, was the fact that I have been going without French fries for the past week because the supermarket shelves are empty. Ladies and gentlemen, on the way home from here yesterday, I said to Sally, I was driving, just like that. I was driving. I said, Sally, there's a Stop and Shop on the way to Sally's house that we pass. I sound like Yoda.
You actually said it on the way to and the way back, and you wouldn't even get out of the lane that was near the Stop and Shop behind like 17 trucks just because you didn't want to take the risk of not being able to pull in a Stop and Shop.
It's important. So we hit the Stop and Shop on the way home, on the way to Sally's home.
I put my mask on.
And she actually said to me, you stay in the car.
Yeah, because I've had it.
Yeah, Sally had it. She doesn't want me catching germs. She's like, you're a cancer guy. You're weak.
I just don't want anyone else to get it when I've already had it. So
Right.
I'm like the guy.
I had my mask. But she still said, no, you wait. And I said, yes, master. I will wait in the car.
So I got out of the car
God
with my mask
forbid
on.
I not go in and just have to sit in the car and hang out and listen to music. So Sally gets out. She goes in.
I think I even sang as I ran into the store. I was like, dun,
sang?
dun, 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 dun. Trying to, task at hand.
She even walked a little like. But so I wait maybe 10, 15 minutes. Sure enough, I then look to my right. Actually, I think I looked to my right to the store, and it was almost like a Muppet Show. Because through the window
There's
of Stop
nothing to
and
do
Shop,
with my height.
it has
Maybe
plenty
it
to do
does.
with, it has plenty to do with your height. Because through the windows, they had like ads and posters on the bottom of the window. So all I see, because Sally is only 4 feet,
Sometimes.
I see like pretty much from here up. But I can tell it's her. I know this area. I know areas. So, and I see the head. So it's like watching a Muppet Show. I just see her head bopping up.
And I was excited.
And I was excited too, seeing your head popping up.
Oh my God.
I made myself laugh. So I watch her, and she comes out of the supermarket, and she sees me. She sees that I'm looking, and she stops just like that, and she holds up her bags, not her love bags.
Nope. Fry bags. French fry bags. 2
shopping bags of French fries. You had what, 7 bags?
I walk down the aisle and I see, because he's like, oh, French fries. But what he doesn't say is it needs to be Stop and Shop, original, shoestring.
Well,
like
the shoestring is the favorite.
Yeah.
But the Shop and Stop brand of other fries,
like he won't eat Ore-Ida fries.
Ore-Ida fries, they have that weird coating.
Nathan's fries.
No, Nathan's I'll eat.
No, I've gotten it, and you're like, I don't like it as much.
No. That's your son who did that, not me. I love Nathan's fries.
So if I just bought Nathan fries instead of Stop and Shop, you'd be totally fine.
The Stop and Shop is the preferred
See what
brand.
I mean, people?
But yeah. I've never done what you just did over Nathan's fries.
In the
never.
inside, he goes,
no.
Nope.
That's completely wrong.
So I walk in and I see other Stop and Shop brands, but I also see the shoestring, and there's 6 bags. So I took all 3 and I put it in like my little, handheld basket. And I'm about to walk away, and I'm already thinking to myself, they're going to make me put back 4 because, you have like just the 2 things. So, but at the last second, I look and I see like even a larger bag, like a huge bag of just regular Stop and Shop fries, not shoestring, but regular cut. So I've got the basket in one hand, and I'm like, I'm doing it. So I take the big bag and I put it under my arm like a football, and I just run down the aisle to get to the register. Just be like, please don't make me put it back.
Knocking
Please don't
people
make
out
it
of the
back.
way while she's carrying it.
Yeah, so it was exciting.
How many people
times.
would you say did attack you trying to get their hands on some French fries?
I was waiting for the stink eye from people, but no. In fact, because I was ready, I was going to be like, "There's a lot of people who eat this stuff. It's just not me eating French fries." People, stop your stink eye. But it went smooth. It was some pimply faced 16-year-old boy checking me out at the register, so he didn't care.
Greg DiFilippo says if I want McDonald's fries, he'll have the neighborhood kids knock off the McDonald's truck. That would be awesome, actually.
Yeah, because I think
not the kids.
Wouldn't that
knocking
be
the truck
your
off.
favorite fries? Wouldn't it be McDonald's, Stop and Shop Original, Nathan's? Would that be correct? Like if you're just sitting at a table and someone hands you fries, what would you want?
McDonald's. Yeah, Stop and Shop. I'm actually going to put good hot steak fries from a restaurant.
Not In-N-Out, but I'm back in California.
Like McMichael's used to have.
Great.
Like
All American?
Zorn's. Zorn's has no. Then Nathan's. Then All American. All American. I like All American French fries a lot, but they're not. They're not that high on my list. The burgers is what I go to All American.
I would
for.
think that you would find McDonald's too salty.
At times. It's funny. Alan Owens, he asks, "What about the peanut butter sandwiches?" Right? Guess what?
We ran late. We never run late, but we were running late this morning because we were doing a few things. And at the last second, I was like, "Oh crap!" We didn't even eat any breakfast or anything. I'm like, "I'll make you peanut butter sandwiches," and I flew down the stairs.
Boy says, take off your vagina and just eat the food.
Jeff, thanks, Jeff.
That's what my mother used to say to me.
Take off your vagina.
Take off the
just
vagina,
eat the
and then she'd
food.
smack me around a couple of times.
I know. I've been a little panicky about the quarantine food-wise because there's a lot of picky people.
Hello, Tina. Hello, Bobby Inns. Hello, Jack. Carol, what do you mean? He sounds like Beaker from the Muppets. Who does?
Who does?
Me?
But I felt like a hero yesterday. I was like, yes. I was so excited.
Thank you, Sallie. Thank you. Sallie is my hero. She saved my life. I am now safe from coronavirus because I will have my daily medicine of fries.
Yes. And it's kind of like a mixed bag because I'm happy to help him, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm killing him. I'm seriously shortening his life by getting him fries all the time.
Nathan's are the best, says Bobby Inns. Bobby Inns, you're the best. But Nathan's fries are right after you. A little love fest with Bobby. Do we fry in oil or an air fryer? We bought an air fryer, but we haven't tried it.
But he just opens up the bag and sticks it in the oven.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he does.
You open up my bag and stick it in your oven.
Stick it in my oven.
Bow, chicka, bow, bow.
But if I do make French fries, all I do is slice them up. I trinkle a little oil on them and stick them in the oven with maybe a little salt, but I don't tell him I put a little salt. Sorry. Yeah. Just a little.
But why haven't we tried the air fryer?
Well, I'd have to cut up a bunch of potatoes to do it. I guess I could. But you like just regular fries.
No, I'm saying, but when you do the potatoes, why haven't you tried the air fryer?
Because it's in a box upstairs.
And
it's not right in front of me.
Then Alan says, yes, I need to get a chocolate bar after I eat my peanut butter. Alan has a good memory.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember, Alan, when I finally found out how many, because he'll be like, oh, yeah, I like, chocolate, during the day. And I thought, it would be maybe a half a chocolate bar, Like even that, like I just thought it was like I didn't realize every day he ate chocolate the way like a 9-year-old would eat Halloween candy.
Well, no, back when I worked with Alan,
it can't be more than.
No, it was less.
Okay, good.
Because I was young and in shape. You see this?
Do you want to say how many candy bars you were eating, or you want to keep that a secret?
I think we've already done that on here. I was eating 6 candy bars a day.
Easy, and the big king ones.
I would say in the past 15. Probably the past 15 years, I was doing almost. Off and on. I take that back. Maybe 10 years.
So we were at the doctor, and the doctor's like, "No, like I think everyone has some chocolate." I'm like, I think you need to ask him specifically how much chocolate he eats a day. And the doctor was like, "No way." But those days are gone. Now it's just every once in a while.
What's happening here?
What? What are you doing?
Bobby Ince says McDonald's fries are just greasy salt sticks. I've heard Graz say that about you. When you imitate me going me, that sounds like Beaker. Yeah, that does sound like Beaker, actually, yeah. Give some love and support to Zorns of Bethpage, sponsor of the 2019-2020 season of Comedians on Football starring Steve Belanger. Smash Burger's rosemary fries.
He won't do that spice. Yeah. He won't do the rosemary.
I don't like spices. I don't even like ketchup. It's you ruin the good food with all that stuff on top. It just gets in the way. You taste that stuff. You don't taste a good juicy burger. You don't taste a good greasy French fry. I'm not even that big on salt.
I know.
Maybe a little bit. Maybe I put salt on something maybe once I don't even think it's once a year.
The salt is like always on my counter. I'm like I'll put salt on pizza.
I said 6 candy bars for the past 10 years. Alan Owens says since 1989. Maybe we all have our vices. You guys, whoa, see that? I'm getting all flustered. You guys drink your alcohol. You do all sorts of drugs. All of you. I know you all do. I just do candy bars. Even Sallie, she does all sorts of drugs. You wouldn't believe it. See, she smiles just thinking about it.
Funny.
How many cc's of insulin did you pour on the chocolate bars?
Yeah, and that's just it. He can totally have a healthy life with just a little chocolate every now and then.
So $30 million in child care scholarships will be provided to essential workers and supplies for child care providers. Thank you, Governor Cuomo.
Meaning, like, if people go back to work, because I know he's been like a little panicked about what to do with like do you open schools just because you're opening businesses? You can't not open. You can't open schools. You can't not open schools and open businesses. Is that what you're saying? So that if people are going back to work and you want to keep kids maybe safe a little bit longer, is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
Wow. Huh. That's a great idea. I think that's great. Because God, I got to tell you, like, be a little worried sending kids back, but.
Daryl LaBello is watching. Joan Croupier's watching. They're still going on about the French fries. Five Guys. I never liked. I'm one of the few that I couldn't get into Five Guys. I didn't like the.
Why?
They were French fries.
Did it have a coating on it? Because you're big.
No, they cook it in peanut oil. And I don't know. I just couldn't. And I didn't even like their burgers. To be honest with you, they were. It was a big splash here on Long Island when they first opened, and it's really. They're definitely not as popular as they once were. But I mean, they're still out there. But I just couldn't. I don't know what it was. I just didn't really enjoy it. Smash Burger, I thought was unbelievably good when they first opened.
And then they changed.
Yeah, they kind of lured us in with a little tease, like, here, we're going to bring you this good food. And then like a year or two later, it was like, it started to go down. They
got cheaper stuff.
My buddy John and I, MJ, who hosts Punk Rap, etc., her father John is one of my closest friends. Him and I went to Smash Burger one day, and we were talking about how the food didn't seem as good as it used to be. We actually asked the manager. He happened to be walking by, so I held up my basket of fries. I said, hey! I said, what's with these fries? He's like, oh, what's the matter? I mean, we were messing with him.
Yeah.
But I go, these are not the same fries you used to have. He actually was shocked that I picked that up. He goes, yeah, you're actually right about that.
Right.
I go, they're not as good. And he wouldn't, of course he couldn't agree with me on that, but he just pointed out that yeah, they're definitely not the same fries that they used to have. Even their burgers are still good, but they don't. I don't know. They just don't taste the same to me. Why do I see you as screaming candy bar like Bill Murray in Little Shop of Horrors? I forgot about that. Carlo Russo is watching. Hello, Carlo Russo. Good to see you.
Hey, Carlo. Yeah, and again, everyone, in probably like 6 minutes, we're going to have the call from Louis Zero?
Oh, my goodness.
What is his name?
You don't
when
say
I
anything
write
to
it,
him.
I know. When I write it, I do it right every...
Azawa.
Azawa. And he is from the show Hunters. He plays Joe, the combat guy who protects everyone. And it'll be a good phone call.
Ken Pichelle, speaking of phone calls, Ken Pichelle, he's going through ad withdrawal. Ken Pichelle was our ad guy. He would call in every day at noon. He would do the ads for us when things are normal, when we're normally doing a 2-hour show. These days we're doing like an hour. We're doing like anywhere from 60 to 75 minutes. So we haven't been doing the ads. The ads, you can see them below us anyway. But poor Ken, he does a super job with the ads. He misses calling, and we miss you too. But we have an idea, Ken Pichelle. We have an idea.
I don't know this idea.
Yes, you do. We've talked about it.
I do. I talk about it all the time.
You'll remember as soon as I start talking about it.
Okay.
Sallie and I discussed on Tuesdays when we do Tuesday trivia, getting you back up here on the FaceTime and getting Gina Conjemi Coffin on the phone. Because you two, well, and Robert Shapiro, but Robert Shapiro doesn't tune in every day. But Gina and Ken, they're smart people, and we're not. So we're going to get them on the phone and up here to do the trivia with Sallie while I ask the questions. Ken, we think
I'm a little smart.
Nah. Ken, we think you should participate and do the Tuesday trivia with us, providing because even Ken, I know, sometimes has problems signing on to watch because he's still working. This Tuesday, we're going to do the trivia kind of early in the show because we'll be on the phone with the one and only Rich Walker, the hilarious comedian Rich Walker, who, with Chris Monty, has been putting out those Everything Old is New Again videos, which we really enjoy. So let me know, Ken. Let me know what you think. And we haven't run this past Gina either. We just totally just threw this on you guys. And speaking of great phone calls, also on Monday, we're going to be FaceTiming with a woman named Lisa Guerrero. Should I? All right, we got to tell them, though, we got to be quick because we have a call to make.
That's going to take a lot of time.
I know, but are you?
Okay.
I'm waiting for you to. Hello, Mark White.
I thought my caller ID was off.
That's the only thing you have to say. And actually, I have to tell you right now that in 3 minutes we have to take another call. So I wanted to say hi.
Do you watch the show, Hunters? Have you watched it?
I don't know what you're talking about. You know what? I've been calling you all night, and this is the first time I got through. I've been calling all night, and you finally picked up the phone.
You're a lying son of a bitch.
I was calling all last night. I was like, damn, these guys never pick up the damn phone.
Well, what number did you call? This number?
I'm calling this number, but I usually call at midnight. I
forgot to sleep here last night.
It's not our home phone. What the hell? You have my cell number. The last time I sent you a text with my cell number, you yelled at me. You're actually using my personal cell number.
He did.
I wanted to call and be on the air. So usually I've been calling, but you can't get through. Always talking to somebody else. Fine. Goodbye.
Love you, Mark White, a lot.
All right. Well, all right. Next Friday, let's book you as our official guy calling in on next Friday.
Oh, that'd be so nice. Thank you very much.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Next Friday, spending the show with Mark White on the phone.
I'm going to talk to my two friends, my racist white friends from Long Island. Thank you.
I'll set up my best black jokes for you.
Okay, good. Have fun.
Hey, you too, pal. Thanks.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay.
Mark White. Whoa. Mark White, ladies and gentlemen. Mark White. So we're going to have on Monday, her name is Lisa Guerrero. She's a reporter on Inside Edition. She's done some work with Entertainment Tonight. But she's also a singer, and she's put out some music. So I saw that. Yeah. So we're going to be talking to her, Lisa Guerrero. That's on Monday. She actually interviewed. If you guys, I know a lot of you guys have seen it. That preacher. It's been floating all around social media. That preacher that blows away the coronavirus. I blow you away in the name of Jesus. Have you seen that video? If you haven't seen it, go find it. It's hilarious. Lisa Guerrero interviewed that preacher like a year ago or something.
Oh, wow.
So it should be interesting hearing about her career, interesting people that she's interviewed. So that's on Monday. So we're excited about that. Let me read a couple of comments, and then we'll get to the phone call with Louie. Everybody's saying hi to each other. Did you see Graz? He was guest starring on Limo Zoom last night. Shake Shack and Burger. Yes, Bobby Inns. Shake Shack is great.
I've never been there.
You've never been to Shake Shack?
Mm-mm.
Oh, they're good. Yeah, their burgers are fantastic. Bobby Inns, when we're up and running again, when everything is normal again, I want to go to a Met game with Bobby Inns, man.
Yeah.
I want to talk baseball with him, and I want to eat the Shake Shack with Bobby Inns. I want to hang out with Bobby Inns. Was our ad guy? He's been our ad guy. Calm down, Ken Pichelle. Will, Sharon is watching. Hello, Will.
He's so sensitive.
All right, he has an 11 a.m. meeting on Tuesday.
All right, we'll work it out.
Maybe we'll do... All right, Ken, let me know what your schedule looks like. Maybe we'll do trivia... How long's your meeting? All right, well, let me know. We'll figure something out.
Tony can't get past the fact that trivia and Tuesday start with T, and it can't be any other day.
That's right. You guys agree. I know it.
Insert eye roll. Wait, ready? Okay, go.
Will Sharon says, Happy Friday, yo.
Hey, Will.
Isn't every day Friday now? Isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to get to our phone call with Louie Azawa from the TV show Hunters. Again, if you haven't watched the show yet and you want to, or if you've been watching it, you haven't gotten to the end yet, spoilers. There's going to be spoilers. So what? Just enjoy the show. It's a great interview, right? It's going to be great.
Yep.
Let's do it. Louie Azawa. Let's get him. Hello there. Is this Louie Azawa?
This is Louie.
Hello, Louie. How are you, sir?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
Doing all right, thanks. We appreciate the call. We really appreciate your time today. All right,
Man,
so
good to hear your voice.
Good,
All right.
thank you. First off, right away, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah, you doing all right? Is it completely gone, or?
Yeah, it's completely gone. I've been symptom-free since March 26th.
Oh, it's been that long. All right, so you're almost a month.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And your family's okay? Everybody's good?
Everyone's good, yeah,
Glad
thankfully.
to hear.
Yeah, because I have a young baby, 6 months old, and
right.
Yeah, I was really worried about him, but yeah, we're all doing well.
And the pit bull too, right?
Yes, Atticus is doing well too.
Yeah, I used to have a pit mix myself. Best dog in the
best
world.
Dogs.
Yep,
best dogs.
Sweetest things, right?
All right. Yeah, absolutely.
Very nice. All right, good. Glad to hear everybody's okay over there. Okay, so again, we appreciate your time. We're very excited to have you here. Big fans of the show, by the way, of Hunters, which is currently streaming.
Thank you.
Sure, right there on Amazon. But before we really get into that, want to do a little bit of your background.
Sure.
First off, I have. I'm Tony. This is Sallie, by the way, and I also have my son Zachary here, who's he's actually a film student right now. So he's trying to get into as we all know, it's not an easy field. So how did you get into it? I know your mother was a model and an actress at one point. Did she help you get into it?
She was kind of dabbling in it, but yeah, I mean, she's always been a creative person. She's by trade was a jewelry designer as I was growing up, but worked. So I always had art around me, in my family. Nice. I went to a pretty progressive school as a young kid, and that's kind of how I got my foot in the door initially. I had done a gel pudding commercial with Bill Cosby, and I don't even remember auditioning, to be honest. I was probably 7 or something, and I think the music teacher or the drama teacher at school had recommended me to a casting director, and I think that's how I got cast.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I grew up in Manhattan, so surrounded by creative types, but nobody in my family, in my immediate family, was a professional actor, and certainly not in America. And so, it was a little hard figuring out. It took me a while. It took a lot of my 20s to figure out how I was going to make a living doing what I do. And I was able. It was the '90s, and there were a lot of there was a lot of commercial money out there, and so initially I started in commercials, but after a while, I started realizing I wasn't booking the kind of work that I really wanted to do, which was, features and television shows. And so I started looking around, and I discovered all these graduate MFA programs, and that's where I discovered Brown. And yeah, the rest is history. I've been out of graduate school since 2006, and yeah, fortunately, I've been working since then.
Yeah, absolutely, and that actually takes me right into Hunters here. Because you're living pretty much every actor's dream here. You're not only making a living, but playing a deep, flawed character, working with a smart script, along with a Pacino, actually Al Pacino, but that level of an actor. I mean, that's everything you can ask for as an actor, right?
And then some, We
Sure.
got Dylan Baker, and we've got Lena Olin, we got
Right.
so on and so forth. Yeah, Josh Radnor, as you know, and Logan Lerman. Yeah, I mean, the list goes on and on and on. There's so many reasons why this is the dream job.
I know, that's what we're all worried about. Like, it seems like at the last episode, like half the cast is like,
Right.
we're all worried about, so we're all, we
want
actually,
them all to stay.
Yeah, me and Tony actually
know,
watched the season twice just because we loved it so much.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Sallie. Yeah. I mean, I'm obviously biased, but
Right.
when you're making it, you don't know how it's going to turn out. We know so little of the whole picture because we're shooting different pieces of a giant puzzle, and it was a real kind of pleasure for me to watch as well.
Yeah, because you don't really. Until you read, do you get the whole script? You just get your scenes. Do you know what's going on throughout the whole thing? What's going to happen, or you have to watch? You have to actually watch.
We get a script at a time, so you never know what's going to happen. You could be dead in the next script.
Sure, yeah.
No one knows. Yeah.
So what was your reaction? Yeah. What was your reaction to the your final scene? That was a pretty big scene there.
Yeah, I don't know how you feel about it, but we actually had a big discussion here on the show that we just weren't. If you haven't seen the season or you haven't seen it yet, we told everyone like a week ago, like
right.
Just you had to watch it because we're going to be talking about
spoilers.
Stuff.
Right.
We're not going to hold back.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We're tired of not talking about it.
So to see. That must have been. How did you feel when you read that scene?
Yeah, I mean,
Hitler?
first off, for the season to end on that is insane.
Right.
And the creepiest thing about that scene were those kids, man. Those kids were.
Yeah, your look, your expression.
Something weird about them. They were in lederhosen, and they all look like little Ryan Goslings or something. I was like, scary.
Yeah, and your expression, looking at them, you could tell it's like mostly acting, but also what the heck?
It really, there was so many twists and turns. That last episode, especially, so many twists and turns. Like, what the hell is happening here? There's a lot going on there.
And to be honest, we shot a lot more. A lot of stuff has to be cut. A lot of storylines. A lot of moments, like entire scene that Roxy and I have, and a whole
yeah. It seems like a lot of people are kind of leaning that way with Joe and Roxy, huh?
yeah. But it's TV. You gotta tease it out a little bit, and
sure, of course,
you have to earn those moments. And there's too many storylines right now to kind of squeeze into one season. And I am actually glad they're gonna kind of develop things slower. Yeah.
Yes, which is one of the things we like about the show. There's a lot of development there. There's so many characters that it really couldn't go on for a while because we can see how a lot of the characters develop.
Yes.
Yeah.
The backstory, like Harriet, good guy, bad guy. We're all like,
yes.
We're sitting on the couch, rewinding things.
Like, who the hell is she on the phone with? Who is that person?
Who is she on the phone with? Yeah, everyone wants to know. Wait till season 2.
That's right. So, all right. We already gave stuff away that was to edit out. So we were going to ask if you had any inside info on season 2, but we'll have to leave that one alone, I guess.
Well, I mean, I can tell you this. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I haven't been given the official word, and until I'm given a contract that says, "Hey, we're picking up your option for season 2," I really can't and don't don't want to jinx it, don't want to talk about
sure.
it. But
Okay.
the way it ends, obviously, they're intending for
Right.
it to be a season 2. Yeah,
Did
and
you, Go ahead, sorry.
it's a good show, so I can't imagine why there wouldn't be. But now everything has changed.
Oh yeah,
You know,
sure.
the whole
You're not
world
even.
has
You
changed,
can't even
yeah.
film and stuff. So.
well, I would.
And where would you film?
Right,
How
exactly.
could-
Right.
Certainly not New York City that got you sick in the first place, right?
Oh my goodness!
You're like, I'm gonna bubble wrap myself before I come back into New York.
Yeah, right. Everybody's filming the scenes with face masks on. Right? Crazy.
Oh my
Gives them
God.
enough time for the story,
Yeah.
though. Like to develop.
It gives
Everyone would have masks on except the actors. You know?
Right. Yeah.
So typical.
Well, that we talk about because our show is daily, so we talk about it a lot, and then of course, right now, what else is there to talk about? So, and we're based out of a comedy club, so we talk to a lot of comedians and but a lot of different creative people, musicians and whatnot. One thing that seems to be the common thought is that everybody's hoping that because there's so much downtime right now, that people are writing a lot of original ideas, and a lot of positives can come out of this, such as good writing and putting the time in for it. So
Sure.
so we're hoping.
Reflecting on it.
And a
It gives
season,
you a lot of time to reflect. Yeah.
right, and then a season 2 of a show like this would definitely lift the spirits, because I mean everybody's hopefully not too sick of movies by the time it's over, but the
plus side of this is that a lot of people have been also binging the heck out of our show, which
Right.
is
Oh, yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
of course.
the timing of our premiere and all the marketing happened just before all of this went down.
Sure.
Had we come out maybe a month later, it would have been a real kind of big blow. We couldn't
Right.
have done the big premiere that we did and all the kind of marketing, like the billboards and everything. No one would have seen them.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. So the one thing I found interesting, I watched one interview where a girl asked you. She was talking about how she loved the comedic timing. She thought your comedic timing was good. And I don't know. You seem very surprised when she said that. I got to tell you, I was surprised too. One thing I didn't think about. I mean, there are some light moments, but you don't think about. I didn't walk away from watching this with thinking about comic timing. So I was.
Well, I think it's kind of the odd couple dynamic that Radner and I have.
Yes, absolutely.
Josh Radner and I have, and I'm the straight man in that dynamic. But we had a lot of fun, even in the scene we shot. Like in the VA hospital.
Right.
It's not all gloom. Like the top of the scene is quite funny, and
right.
So yeah.
So all right. So all in all, a show like this, because it's such a heavy, deep. It's a heavy topic. There's a lot of deep things going on. So, and especially there's a lot of violent scenes. So, but is it still?
Yeah.
It's still fun. I would think it must be tough, or really heavy at times. And you mentioned that scene. It must be tough. I wouldn't think it's always fun. Because emotionally, it's got to be tough to really get into a scene like the one that I had the pleasure of being in.
Yeah, do you remember him?
I do. There was one of the first. I gotta say, just for the record, I gotta say that really, all of your work really helped the scene. Everyone really committed fully in the moment, and I remember leaning over to Josh and being like, "Wow, everyone here feels like right for the time period and right for their characters." So,
oh, cool.
It was, for me, I'd been living with that monologue for almost 6 months because that's how I got the job. I auditioned with that monologue.
Right.
And as an actor, I've always gravitated towards like a more dramatic or heavier material. And so, yeah, I'd been kind of itching to do that scene and, not just be the silent assassin and to actually kind of get to reveal a little bit about Joe's backstory and his vulnerabilities. And
because he starts out quiet in the first few episodes. You really don't get to see, you don't get the feel of his character.
That's right.
You see him, but you don't. And it's really after that scene and it develops from there.
Yeah, next season it should really develop you, I bet.
Yeah.
And it's better. I remember when I first my first big gig, Predators.
Right.
I mean, it was the only Hollywood film I'd ever done, and all of a sudden I'm one of the leads of this like huge Hollywood franchise. And Robert Rodriguez, who co-wrote some of the script and was our producer, he's like, "What do you think of your role?" And I was just joking. I was like, "Hey man, I wish I could have more lines or something."
Right.
And he's like, "No man," he was dead serious. Like, as if I was lobbying. I was like, oh, my God, I just showed up. This is my first gig, and he's going to fire me. He's like, he was, like, looking at me. He's like, no, man, these are the best kind of roles. Yeah. And he was 100% right. I didn't have to say, I had one line in that entire movie, and it keeps people wanting to know more. They're filling in all the, in their imaginations. They're filling in, oh, what is this guy's, backstory? What is he thinking about in this moment? And, it's the power of cinema. It really is. So, everyone in the show fills their certain role, and they oh gosh, I can't say enough about how good everyone is.
Mindy and Murray, are they like definitely like off the show? Like, is everyone off, or is it going to be kind of like? Well, it doesn't matter if they're.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they hang around.
Maybe Saul hangs around in some flashbacks, but I'm pretty sure he's not coming back.
I felt that way about Jonah's grandmother, but she's in every scene, so you never know.
That's true. That's true. I don't think you'll see as much of Saul.
Yeah, right. Yeah. What was it? And you mentioned talking about Mindy and Murray, and talking about the whole cast, but obviously Pacino gets a lot of the attention. It's his first TV series. He's Al Pacino, of course, but what I found really interesting was Carol Kane. I mean, she's so known as a comedic performer, going back to Taxi and all the various things she's done, but mostly comedic. I've never seen her play such a heavy dramatic role before, and I thought she was fantastic.
Yeah, the casting was fantastic.
Yeah. Blew me away.
I mean, her roots are in more. It's not like she was a stand-up,
Well,
she
true.
Yeah, but she's been nominated for an Academy Award for Hester Street, and came up in that kind of heyday of 70s downtown artists. Was in Dog Day Afternoon with Al. They go back that far.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So, what a legendary. Oh, what a legend, and such a sweetheart to work with. I love Carol.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
I love her.
Fantastic.
I love her. She's a treasure. Yeah.
And all right, so when you auditioned with that scene, that's you knew, right, that this was going to be something special, right?
I called my manager. I said, "This is the one. This is it. This is the best script I've read in ever, as far as roles for myself, and as far as the pilot goes. I was only able to read the pilot, but I got to read that scene from episode 7.
Right.
And I was like, I know that I'm not in the pilot, basically, but I know that they're going to build it up to that point, and I can't wait to see what happens to that point.
Sure.
I want to be a part of this. And, it was in the beginning of pilot season, and my whole goal was just to book this. I wouldn't have to do pilot season, and I could finally, put some money on the table. And,
of course.
And it happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a picture up of you and your beautiful wife.
Yeah, you guys. You guys have a film that's been going around the festivals, right? The Translators, right?
Well, Translators is a short film that we made, but I'm also more importantly, my wife is the star of Wayne Wangson's latest film, and so I actually have a small part in the movie as well, and it's called Coming Home Again, and she went. Premiered the film in Toronto at the Toronto International Film Festival with the world premiere, and then we did the Asian premiere at the Busan Film Festival. And my wife was 7 months pregnant at the time, and we had our baby in Korea.
Oh wow! Oh, did you have your baby early?
Oh, well, almost 2 months early, yeah.
I know how you feel. My baby was a pound when he was born, but he's totally fine now.
What?
It must have been scary. Yeah, it was like a 25 weeker.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I smell premature baby families a mile away.
Yeah. Well, our other son was almost 6 weeks early, and so we'd had experience with, but not like this. And so
Sure.
we were in Korea for almost 2 months, 7 weeks.
Yeah,
And,
because you can't, you
right.
know, you can't take them out of the hospital. They have to do certain things,
Yeah.
you know.
So
That's right. That's right. He was in the NICU for 21 days.
Wow.
Yep. Sorry
it-
about that.
Is that the film with the two cousins? Right, the one comes to the film that you were. Yeah.
No. That's my friend Nelson's film. It's called Someone Else. That was a long time ago. But Coming Home Again is new, and it hasn't been distributed. It's a feature length film by Wayne Wang, the director of Smoke and the Joy Luck Club, obviously.
Oh, okay,
legendary
Right.
Chinese American filmmaker. Yeah, and it was largely kind of experimental, improvised movie. So it's been nice to be able to do kind of different things, like but Hunters is really unique in that I get to do the action, I get to do the drama, and I get to do a little bit of comedy as well. And hopefully, as they seem to be laying down the seeds of a romance.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here's the big question. You know, we talked about the scene that we did, and you talked about the how the guys in the room were helping you. I mean, I'd like to know just how much did I inspire you to
Tony, you in particular, just looking at your face made me tear up. That one tear in my eye.
I get that.
Really,
That's the reaction I get from most people when they look at my face. Yeah,
because acting is reacting. And I didn't have to do any work actually. Just had to look in your eyes, and boom.
That's great.
He had 34
you were like
questions.
Stanislavski.
Sorry, go ahead.
Stanislavski of listening actors.
There you go. Good answer. I'll take it.
There should be a new Academy Award for that.
Yeah, perfect. That's funny.
Best listener.
Listener award. The best sitter.
Best listener on screen. Good.
The best sitter with the hat on listener award.
Right. Yeah. The best one-legged guy sitting in a wheelchair listening in the back. Done. It's a lock.
It's a lock. Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so I don't know. I'm not sure. I think, are we good on time? Are we over? I'm not sure what the. Are you good? You tell us if you're.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Do you have anything coming up that you'd like to talk about?
Well, I mean, yes, translators. I hope that we're trying to find a home for it right now. It's just a short film. It's my directorial debut,
Nice.
and it was a film I made with my wife, Jackie Chung, and Bernie White from who's my colleague on Kidding, and also famous. You'll probably know him from Silicon Valley.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's the three of us, and it's a bit of a comedy and a little bit of kind of within the sci-fi genre. I don't want to tell too much about it, but it's about new parents that are having a really rough time. Not unlike my life right now.
I know. When Tony was saying, I bet you can reflect back and write during this time, and I'm thinking he's got a 5-month-old and a 5-year-old. There's no reflection in that house right now.
Between one of them like constantly crying and the other one constantly asking me questions and asking me to play with them and having to homeschool them. My God! I feel like right now I'm putting groceries away, like produce away. Like I feel like I cook all day long. Just like my wife is on baby duty and I cook just all day long.
It's endless.
I'm done cooking, we're done eating, and now I'm preparing the next meal. It's like Groundhog's Day over and over and over again.
That's what we're doing is watching Netflix and eating. That's it.
Never ends.
But here's the thing. Late at night, what I do is binge the heck out of Tiger King. I'm kidding.
Oh, come on. Really?
You're so weird.
I did binge Tiger King when I was like miserable in bed while I was sick. I don't know what it was about it. Just maybe because I was feeling so miserable, I wanted to see people that were more miserable than me. I have no idea.
You're like, at least I'm not getting bit by a tiger. Yeah, you're like that.
I don't know.
We've been trying to stay away, man. I just
No.
Wow.
Listen, I'm past that now. I can probably say I'm past that. I've moved on to more serious fare.
We're happy to hear that.
And I'm currently actually working on a treatment. Actually, I've been re-inspired to develop this project that has been gestating for years, and it's actually a really kind of similar to Joe's backstory. It's an Asian American story, and it takes place largely during the civil rights era. At the end, there's flashbacks to the end of World War II, and there's moments from the early 1980s. But it's a Asian American family drama,
Nice.
and it was my kind of response to. It's been my response to all the xenophobia that's been kind of always been bubbling under the surface, but now seems to become like a major plot point in our current administrations. I don't know what their kind of grand scheme is, but there seems to be some sort of popularization of scapegoating Asians and Asian Americans right now, and so
I read an
Go ahead.
interview. I read an interview with you where you touched upon this a little bit, where you feel characters like Joe help kill those stereotypes because Joe, I mean, his name is just Joe. That's just your average name, and he doesn't have an accent.
Right.
And he's your all American guy, and he's so you really feel a role like that helps kill stereotypes?
I don't know if it kills, but it seeps into the consciousness of the viewer, right? All these kind of things are subconscious. There are subconscious biases that we have. And if you only see Asian faces on screen that are either doing kung fu or speaking in a Chinese or Japanese or whatever accent, and believe me, there was a time where I couldn't make my reel because 85% of my roles were in an accent, and my agent was like, people just think you're Asian, we have to have more roles.
You have to do both.
And yes, absolutely. So to be able to see a guy who looks like me and to be able to say, oh, that's if you live in a part of the country where you don't see very many Asian people, and the only Asian people you see is the immigrant who works in the Chinese restaurant. Nothing wrong with that guy, but that's your entire view of what the Asian population is. Then it's going to be we're going to continue to perpetuate stereotypes and whatnot. So for people to accept Asians as Americans, not foreigners, is a huge step forward. And I think it's just a tiny step forward, but if there's a whole kind of movement of this and there's more and more roles like this, we'll see people's views begin to shift.
I love that.
Be a part of that. That's awesome.
I don't know if I'm glad it came up because I don't know if the viewers I don't know if a lot of viewers realized things like that. So I think it's great to have that.
Well, they're not supposed to realize it. They're just supposed to you're just supposed to put it out there, and then it becomes just normal. It should be normal already.
Yeah,
it's unfortunate that you have to do that.
Right.
It shouldn't hey, now we're gonna have a Asian person. It should just be normal.
But it takes time.
It does.
It really takes time because as far as all the kind of minorities in this country go, we're so far behind black cinema and black media, for instance, Asian Americans. But black people have been here as long as white people, so it's crazy that they're not accepted as just part of the kind of mainstream, and now but we have guys that have won Academy Awards. We have major bona fide TV and movie stars that are black. We don't yet have that as Asian Americans, and so we still have a long way to go in that respect.
So
even in the comedic world, there's really very few Asian stand-up comics, and that's crazy. Everyone should just be able to do that.
Well, it's dope that with the streaming though, because Ali Wong is really, what she did and what they've been doing on Netflix with Aziz Ansari and oh gosh, I'm blanking on all the names, but I think Allie's comedy show was one of the most streamed, possibly the most streamed comedy specials of all time on Netflix. So
right.
we're making, and she's as American as it gets, So
right.
Yep.
We're making moves.
Zach is here, and he's in college, and he's a film student, and he's in New York, and like, how did you go from how did you know you wanted to go from acting to directing? Did you want to direct it first, and you just kind of fell into acting? Like, I don't know if he's has a question about any advice with a film student coming out. I think Zach, writing and directing. Like, what do you like more, writing or directing?
I don't know. I kind of just always associate the two as one. Like, I want to do both.
Okay.
And yeah, I also want to do acting as well.
Okay.
There you go.
So do you have any questions for him?
Right.
I guess all I wanted to really ask is if there's any advice that I could get from you.
Yeah. Well, you make your own stuff. Keep writing. Keep directing. It's like, I don't know if you're familiar with the Safdie brothers movies, if you saw Uncut Gems, but that movie took 15 years to make.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard
one?
Wow.
Yeah. So now don't give up on your dreams, and really if you keep creating and keep writing, keep practicing your art, eventually your turn is going to come, and when your turn comes, you better be ready. You better do some good work out there.
Right.
And that's all I can say is, if you really love it, you'll keep doing it, and you do it because of the love of it. Because certainly we don't do this for the money.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like all those years of being poor. Where do you go to school, by the way, Zachary?
I'm going to Five Towns College. It's on Long Island.
And you're studying filmmaking in particular?
Yeah.
And he does jobs he's been able to do a cameraman job and a couple of so he's kind of like inching his way in, and he makes his own stuff, and it's always really good. So
yeah, we're pulling for
in college I studied photography as well, and I was always interested in being behind the camera as well, and I got a job as a grad school in a production company, learning kind of the ins and outs behind the camera as well, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. And at the same time auditioning, I still had an agent, and I was still auditioning at the same time. So I was doing it all. But one of the great things about New York is, it's a great town to meet a lot of people. It's a great town to meet a lot of, young filmmakers, young actors, definitely. And kind of start seeing how the best of the best do it. Go see plays, and go see as much as you can. Go to that indie, art house, and go to the film forum. Just watch as much as you can and fill up your creative bank.
Right.
Very nice. Well, I told you when we were first emailing, I personally think, Hunters, if we get another season or two that were just like season one, I'm telling you, this show will go down with Sopranos and Breaking Bad. I think right now it's that good. So
thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a bit premature, but yeah.
I'm going there.
Okay. All right,
Louis Ozawa, we thank you so much for your time today. And I know we went over than I think they told me 15 or 20 minutes. So I really appreciate your time. I don't want to keep you too long. I know you got the kids there.
Thank you.
But yeah, thank you so much for your time. And hopefully when all this is all this craziness is over and you're traveling again, when you're in New York, we'd love to have you in sometime and have some fun with you.
Oh, that'd be great.
Take care.
Likewise. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye now.
Cheers.
There you go. Very nice. Very nice. There you go. Louis Ozawa, ladies and gentlemen. What a great interview that was. Oh, sorry. This is blocking you. I moved it out of the way to look at something.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, he was really super nice.
Super nice guy. Very gracious with his time. We were originally told we only had 15 minutes with him. By his managers. So yeah, we really appreciate his time. Thank you guys for the comments and the and for sticking around and enjoying that. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for Zach for hanging out for that. Yeah, lots of great. And forgive us if we missed any of your comments or questions to ask him. But again, it was just a little little nerve-wracking because I wasn't sure how much time we would actually have because, again, they told us only 15 minutes. So I was just trying to, I wasn't sure. I kept thinking every question would be the last one.
Right.
But went well. Really, what a great guy. What a great show. Hopefully there'll be more of that. And hopefully we can get more people like him on here. All right. Now, do you have anything else before we go over our list?
Go over your
this weekend?
Your schedule list.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Hope you had a good time.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Don't forget, today is Friday, so today at 2 o'clock, Quarantine Life with the one and only Don Sill. Quarantine Life with Don Sill. That's at 2 o'clock today. Tonight o'clock. Don't forget, tonight o'clock. Tonight at 8 o'clock, Quarantine Life returns with Mandy Jones and her husband. We're not even going to say his name. We're just going to say Mandy Jones and her husband.
We have to find out his name.
Tonight at 9 o'clock, the Domestic Disturbance Podcast with Carla Okeson, Mike Keegan, Tim Saliani. That's at 9 o'clock. All sorts of great stuff happening. Tomorrow morning at 11 a.m., A New Day with Dr. Ken Pichelle, guest starring. Tomorrow night at 5:30, Cruising the Pike, Cars and Comedy with Tom Galati. Tomorrow night at 7, Put Up, Shut Up, Stand Up with Don Sill. Lots of great stuff happening this weekend on govsradio.com. Thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget the Teespring with the swag. Don't forget you can find us on social media. You can find us on our website. If you have any comments or questions or anything, you can always contact us through the website, govsradio.com. Advertising is available. We'd love to hear anything you have to say to us. Of course, you can find us on the Boxcast app on your smart TVs or your smart devices. The Boxcast app where you find Govs Radio. We are back Monday morning at 11. We will be talking to journalist and singer Lisa Guerrero. Everybody be safe. Everybody be happy. Everybody be